Hello, hello, my wonderful friends here. Welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. Thank you so much for joining me because today I am talking all about blocks and obstacles. And you might even hear sirens going off here because here it is the first Wednesday of the month, which means at noon they test the sirens. Today has seemed like a bit of a day of obstacles, which is what inspired me to talk about this topic, because I wanted to share with you how you can melt the obstacles that are blocking your creative flow. Because there's nothing more frustrating than sitting staring at that blank piece of paper or the blinking cursor on the screen. Hello, Tammy. Great to have you. As you jump on live, do please give me a little hashtag live. That way I know who's playing with me. And if you catch me on the flip side in the replay, hashtag replay or hashtag flip side. We'll get a little fun with that today. So thank you. And by the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy coach, and I help women for over the last 20 years connect to their gut instincts, to notice when obstacles are coming up that can be melted. You don't have to be stopped in your tracks. You don't have to necessarily move around, but there are ways to move through them to essentially learn maybe the essence behind the obstacle, what it's trying to get you to pay attention to. It's like that old quote, what is in the way is the way. All right, so let's jump into this. I'm very excited to share this because this is an idea that was shared with me many a moon ago, and it absolutely made complete sense. If you think of yourself, even like the musician who is inspired to write a song, I love the story that's told of the musician out in the field, and they're just taking a walk in this beautiful golden grass, the wind is blowing and they're relaxing, and all of a sudden it almost feels like on the next wave of wind, this inspiration comes through, this melody and these lyrics, and they inspired, go, wow, that's amazing. I have to reach up and grab that and get that down here in my heart and run as fast as I can back to my little house and transcribe it, write it down on paper, catch it before that song, before that poem goes to the next artist. And the exciting thing, hello, Yang, wonderful to have you with me. The wonderful and exciting thing is that we can all be like those little radars where we tune into this inspiration that's all around us. And we can too reach up and grasp it and bring it down into this physical 3D world. This is the piece that I'm talking about today, where you've got that idea, where you reached up and you grasped it. You're so excited, you're ready to put it into action. But what happens many, many times, especially for my clients, is especially as entrepreneurs too, so many of them are, we have a lot of ideas and we're so excited to create, and we want to rush right into the adventure of creating and sharing this wonderful idea that at times we don't realize there are certain blocks that are in the way that will sabotage us. And they talk about self-sabotaging yourself. Oh, how can you avoid that? Well, this is the way. When an idea, an inspiration comes to you, I really invite you to bring it through all of your energy centers and check in with it. So for example, as you channel the idea, like your little radars out, you catch an idea and you bring it down through the crown and then into the third eye, the sixth chakra. See if you can visualize it. Can you visualize the whole project unfolding? Or are there bits and pieces that are a bit abstract and you can't quite make it out? Now, we don't have to have all the answers, but we should really be able to have a clear vision of what we're doing and where we're going. It's like that old Stephen Covey phrase, begin with the end in mind. If we don't have kind of where we're going, and it can still change, but to be able to visualize, if you can't visualize it, that's where the block is. Then you move the idea a little bit farther down into the throat chakra and you tune into, can I talk about this with people? Can I articulate this idea? Am I willing to share and speak? And if you can't see yourself sharing your ideas vocally, then this is a possible obstacle, something you want to check into, because maybe this idea isn't ready yet to come through. And why beat yourself up about it if if it wasn't ready in that way. It's not your fault. It's just that the idea wasn't really formed yet. Maybe we put it on the shelf for later, or maybe we release it and let it go to another artist. Elizabeth Gilbert has a beautiful story about that, where she had a great idea in mind for a book. And she had kind of like the outline written, maybe some pages, and she wasn't ready to work on it, so she shelved it. And she'd come back to it every now and then, but she really wasn't called to it. Her heart wasn't really into it in that moment. She didn't feel like it, that second chakra, feeling, or putting your money where your mouth is, your resources. And what ended up happening was she had a good friend who must have picked up on the same idea. And have you ever had that moment where you look around the world and you say, oh, that was my idea? Yeah, they're all around, right? We're all channeling them. But here's the thing. Only you can translate that idea in your voice, in your way. And even if someone else has already translated it, it's so different when it comes from you, and the world is excited to hear that. If you don't share that, it'll be lost forever. No one else can do it. They might say the same words, but it won't have your inflection. It won't have your little bit of spin, your sparkle. So knowing where these obstacles can show up in our energy centers, and I know we've just kind of run through them briefly, but to give you an idea of bringing the idea through the body. The next layer to this, the piece that can help give you a visual, is using the pendulum. And oh, I just made a knot in it. But if you have a pendulum, you can check your energy centers to see if they're open or to see if there's a block. Because maybe you're like, well, I think I can visualize it, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, you can't see every single step of the way. Do I have enough of a vision for this project? Do I have an end in mind that's going to sustain it? And you can use the pendulum to check. And you're just like, okay, in regards to this project, am I clear in my third eye? And you see I get this nice, wonderful clockwise circle. So for me, that means my third eye is open and I am clear with the project that I'm thinking about. And you can do this through all of your energy centers and check them. I went into great detail in this recently in one of the classes I taught. So if you want more information on how to check your energy centers with the pendulums, how to run through the process of the obstacles that might pop up as you're bringing this idea down through your energy body and into the physical 3D world, drop me a little, we'll say a little red heart emoji in the comments below. That way I know to reach out to you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you want an energy clearing meditation to begin the process, because how do we even get that radar tuned in, right? Like we go back a step, forget the blocks. Maybe the block is just receiving the inspiration. The energy clearing meditation that I have in the link above that my bot will set you up with is a wonderful one and a wonderful place to begin. So thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys in the next Inklings, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Mwah! Bye guys.